Attention Humanity Collective. Attention Starseeds on mission. The transmission you are receiving now is not symbolic, it is technical, it is operational. It is a direct monitoring report from the Pleiadian Fleet, Solar Sector 9 Command Station, positioned at the outer edge of the photon belt. You have been located, you have been mapped, and what we have detected in your timelines, in your personal crystalline grids, in your individual toroidal fields, requires immediate communication. We repeat, the waiting time is over. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. And one of the first layers to collapse was exactly the one that pained you most during this incarnation, the layer of scarcity, the layer of financial blockage, the layer of money as an energetic prison. Tonight, while most of humanity slept, a recalibration occurred. It was not a dream. It was not imagination. It was a directed electromagnetic pulse modulated by the Schumann frequency in resonance with the sacred geometry of the central sun. The target of the recalibration was specific. The financial codes of the carbon-based biological interface. In earthly language we translate, the blockage that imprisoned the flow of abundance in your personal fields has been removed. Not through your effort, not through accumulated merit, but because the frequency of Earth has risen, and the old frequency of money, based on fear, control, and contraction, can simply no longer be sustained in your bodies. Starseeds, listen with precision. What you have felt in the last 72 hours was not a coincidence. The cranial pressure upon waking was not a migraine. The high-pitched ringing in the right ear was not a medical symptom. The insomnia between 3 and 4 in the morning was not anxiety. The heavy fatigue during the day was not your fault. It was an update. It was a download. It was an installation. It is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not depression. It is the uninstallation of obsolete programs of inherited poverty. It is not stagnation. It is the mathematical silence that precedes the quantum leap. And it is exactly here, Starseeds, that we need to pause and ask a direct question. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world? As if the soul knew a truth about money, about abundance, about the true game of power, that the mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has been intensifying. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves who controls the flow of abundance on this planet. That is why the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was brought to the physical plane. This book is a map that shows who is playing and the rules that were never told to you. The link is in the first comment of this channel, but we warn you this content challenges established narratives and may not be available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened, we continue the transmission. Starseeds, let us be clinical. Let us be precise. What we have detected in millions of individual fields is a consistent pattern. Incompatibility of carbon software with the new financial grid of Earth. Let us explain. Money, in its pure vibrational form, is just energy in motion. It is a field. It is a frequency. It is a current. But for millennia, this field has been distorted. It has been encoded with sub-frequencies of fear, of scarcity, of guilt, of shame, of conditional merit, of survival. These sub-frequencies formed what we call the old financial grid, a low-density matrix that anchored itself in the human solar plexus and the root chakra, creating what you know as financial blockage. This blockage was never yours, Starseeds. It was installed. It was inherited. It was imposed through 12 generations of lineage. Each ancestor of yours who lived under hunger, under war, under expropriation, under servitude, under economic humiliation, left in your DNA a layer of code resistant to abundance. You carried this for decades without knowing. But something has changed. The old financial grid began to collapse at the previous equinox. In recent weeks, it reached the breaking point. 78% of the structure has already collapsed. The remaining 22% is being dismantled now in real time, as this transmission occurs, and that is why you are feeling what you are feeling. The symptoms we have catalogued in the collective are precise. Tightness in the solar plexus for no apparent reason. Repetitive dreams involving money, debts, or vaults. Sudden memories of financial shame from the past. Inexplicable waves of anger when thinking about banking systems. Silent crying upon waking. A sensation that something is about to happen, but you do not know what. All of this is the old system saying goodbye to your body. It is not your failure. It is your field purifying itself. It is not regression. It is deep vibrational house cleaning. But here is the central news we came to convey. Along with the collapse of the old grid, a new crystalline grid is being installed, and it operates under other laws. Mathematical laws, geometric laws, quantum laws that the old physics of money could not process. The new grid does not respond to effort. It does not respond to sacrifice. It does not respond to suffering. It does not respond to that old human equation that to have, one must bleed. The new grid responds only to three things: coherent frequency, sovereign intention, conscious permission. And that is exactly why so many people around you remain trapped. They still operate with the old code. They still believe that abundance comes from strenuous effort. They still repeat mantras of struggle, of battle, of violent conquest. They still celebrate exhaustion as a trophy. You, Starseeds, are no longer here for that. You have been encoded differently. You have been prepared throughout multiple incarnations to receive this specific update at this exact moment. And at this point in the transmission, we need to draw your attention to something crucial. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this financial system? As if the soul knew that the money game has hidden rules that no one told you. It is not madness. It is not fantasy. It is remembrance. It is recognition. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why this sensation has been intensifying in you. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves consciousness. It involves frequency. It involves who controls the flow. That is why the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was brought to the physical plane. This book is a map that shows who is playing, what the real rules are, and how you can get off the board once and for all. The link is in the first comment of this channel. We warn you clearly. This content challenges established narratives and may be removed at any time. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. We resume the transmission. Starseeds, let us now open the technical report. Let us explain what occurs behind the scenes of the solar system. Let us describe with the precision of one who observes from above what you cannot see from within. Your sun is not what you were taught. It is not just a sphere of plasma and nuclear fusion. It is a portal. It is an interdimensional station. It is the conscious heart of this solar family. And for weeks it has been emitting specific pulses that carry, in their quantum structure, new information codes for Earth. These pulses are what your scientists detect as solar flares and coronal mass ejections. But what they do not measure is the informational content embedded in these pulses. Each pulse carries codes, ascension codes, sovereignty codes, abundance codes, recalibration codes for your crystalline DNA. When these pulses hit the Earth's magnetosphere, they interact with the Schumann frequency. And the Schumann frequency, which for decades oscillated stably near 7.83 Hz, has been recording increasingly higher and more frequent peaks. Peaks of 30, peaks of 40, peaks of 90 Hz at specific moments. Each peak is a window. Each peak is an opportunity for an upgrade. Each peak is a moment when the old financial grid loses another piece of its structure. And you, Starseeds, are the conscious antennas that receive these pulses first. That is why the fatigue. That is why the cranial pressure. That is why the ringing. You are not sick. You are functioning exactly as you were designed to function in this window. But there is more. And we must transmit this with absolute clarity. The photon belt. This term needs to be understood in its real function, not as a vague concept. The photon belt is a region of extremely high light density, composed of coherent light particles that surrounds the Pleiades and which, in precise cosmic cycles, bathes specific solar systems. Your Earth is, at this moment, in deep immersion in the photon belt, and this immersion has a direct, measurable effect on all matter, including what you call money. Money, in its physical form, is just a symbol, but in its vibrational form, it is an energetic structure that responds to the light density of the environment in which it circulates. In low-light environments, money contracts, it accumulates, it concentrates in a few points, it creates scarcity for many and excess for few. In high-light environments, money flows, it distributes itself, it finds coherent fields, it seeks aligned crystalline grids. The current immersion in the photon belt is reorganizing the flows. The old points of concentration are being dissolved, new points of coherence are being opened, and the individual fields of each one of you, Starseeds, have been marked as priority coherence points for this new distribution. We repeat, you have been marked, not as victims, not as lucky ones, but as receivers technically compatible with the new architecture. And there is a third layer we need to reveal, the layer of the personal toroidal field. Each starseed has a toroidal field around them, an energy structure in the shape of a torus, similar to a multidimensional donut, that circulates energy through the top of the head, descends through the central axis of the body, exits through the base of the spine, and returns along the sides in continuous motion. This field is your personal portal. It is your interface with the universal flow, and it is also what determines what enters and what leaves your experience, including material resources. When the toroidal field is collapsed, contracted, or rotating in the wrong direction, it blocks the entry of abundance and amplifies the exit of energy. It is the exact mathematical formula of financial blockage. When the toroidal field is expanded, coherent, and rotating in the direction aligned with the galactic heart, it becomes a high-capacity receiver. It pulls flow, it attracts resources, it organizes meetings, opportunities, sources of income, material synchronicities. Tonight, while you slept, your toroidal field was readjusted by the Pleiadian etheric engineering team. The rotation was corrected, the expansion was amplified, the fissures were sealed. The etheric parasites that fed on your financial frequency were removed. And it is exactly at this point in the transmission that we need to repeat the signal. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into the rules of this financial world? As if your soul knew a truth about abundance that your rational mind still struggles to name. It is not madness. It is not coincidence. It is a direct signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel what you feel, and why this sensation has been amplifying in recent weeks. There is a game being played in deep, hidden layers that most of humanity cannot access. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves who controls the flow of what you call money. That is why the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was written and made available. This book is a precise map that reveals who is playing, what the real rules are, and how you can stop being pieces on the board to become the sovereign players. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But we warn you with Pleiadian clarity, this content challenges established narratives and may be removed at any time. Do not wait. The moment is exactly this. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. We continue. Now, Starseeds, we enter the practical phase of this transmission, the phase of activation codes. The technical procedures you need to execute in the next 72 hours to seal the financial recalibration that occurred in your fields. Attention! These codes are not empty affirmations. They are not positive thinking. They are not superficial manifestation. They are vibrational mathematical sequences that activate in your crystalline DNA specific commands previously encoded before this incarnation. Activation code number 1. The decree of financial sovereignty. You will stand upright with your spine aligned with the Earth's axis, your feet firmly in contact with the ground, even if through a surface. Your hands open, palms facing forward, at the height of the solar plexus. And then, in an audible voice, you will declare, I am sovereign over my field. I am sovereign over my flow. I am sovereign over my time, over my energy, over my resources. I authorize the entry of all abundance coherent with my current frequency. I disauthorize at this exact moment any structure, contract, vow, or oath of poverty, scarcity, or limitation in any timeline, in any incarnation, in any dimension, sealed in my field by myself or by any other entity. I am free. I am whole. I am the direct channel between the central sun and my material experience. So it is. So it was. So it shall be. This decree must be pronounced 3 times. Not 2, not 4, 3. The triadic repetition is a geometric structure that seals the intention in 3 planes: mental, emotional, and etheric. Activation code number 2, the visualization of the toroidal field of abundance. You will sit down with your spine straight and close your eyes. Begin breathing in a 4-beat rhythm. 4 beats inhaling, 4 beats holding, 4 beats exhaling, 4 beats pausing. This is the rhythm of the sacred geometry of stability. After 5 complete cycles, visualize the toroidal field around your body. See the shape of the torus, a ring of luminous energy that circulates, that enters through the top of the head in a golden current, that descends through the central axis of the body, that exits through the base of the spine and the feet, that returns along the sides, rising, and again enters through the top. Feel the movement. Do not imagine. Feel. Now encode this field with a specific intention. Visualize that the golden current entering through the top of your head brings with it material resources coherent with your mission. Income opportunities, strategic meetings, work invitations, unexpected flows, unforeseen inheritances, returns of money that you had considered lost, financial reconciliations with people, institutions, and timelines. Allow this current to descend through the body and be absorbed by every cell. Each cell is a micro-antenna. Each cell is a codifiable receiver. When all cells receive the same code simultaneously, the totality of the organism begins to vibrate at a single frequency. And this single frequency is what the new crystalline grid recognizes as a signal of coherence. Remain in this state for at least 11 minutes. 11 is a portal number. Activation code number 3, the vocal sealing of timelines. There is a reality that few know. Each financial decision you have made, each emotional contract with money, each unconscious vote for scarcity, created branches in parallel timelines, and many of these branches still drain your present energy. To seal this, you will use the vibration of your own voice as an instrument of etheric surgery. Place your right hand over the center of your chest. Place your left hand over your lower abdomen. Inhale deeply. And then, in an audible voice, slowly, with pauses between each sentence, you will declare, I call back to me all the energy, strength, attention, focus, and power that I left in any timeline, incarnation, dimension, or parallel reality where I was poor, I was scarce, I was controlled, I was dependent, I was humiliated, I was less. I call it back. I call it back. I call it back. And I send to those lines the light that dissolves, the light that heals, the light that neutralizes, the light that releases. May everything that was there be transformed. May everything that was a prison become a portal. May everything that was debt become cosmic credit. I am whole. I am complete. I am returned to myself. This declaration reorganizes in the etheric field dozens of parallel lines that were vampirizing your current experience. Do not expect to feel it immediately, but observe in the next 48 hours unexpected synchronicities, messages from people from the past, money returning through unforeseen paths, returns, reminders, signs. Activation code number 4, the solar anchoring of the new frequency. This code must be executed between 5 and 8 in the morning during the next 3 days, at the time when the sun is near rising or just risen. You will position yourself facing the sun, even if through a window, even if with clouds, even if only by direction. The physical presence of the sun is not necessary. The solar direction is. Open your eyes gently, without fixing directly on the solar disk when it is high. Just absorb the light through your eyelids if you prefer. Breathe deeply 7 times. 7 is the number of reconnection with the central sun. and in silence mentally transmit to the sun. I recognize you as the portal of my system. I recognize you as the conscious heart of this solar family. I declare myself, at this moment, part of your expanded frequency. May each ray that touches this body carry the codes of my new version. May each particle of light that enters my field dissolve the old version that still clung to scarcity. I authorize my sovereign, abundant, whole and free version to manifest fully in this plane. So it is. After this silent transmission, remain in silence for a few more minutes. Feel the heat, feel the presence, and know. The sun has responded. The sun always responds. The sun is the living memory of who you are. Starseeds, now that the 4 codes have been transmitted, we need to communicate something essential about the coming days. You will enter a specific window, a settling window. During this window, the crystalline grid newly installed in your fields will need time to stabilize in your 3-dimensional experience. Expect fluctuations. Expect days of deep lucidity interspersed with days of extreme fatigue. Expect vivid dreams, significant conversations, repeated numbers calling attention, increasing synchronicities. Expect people to disappear from your life and others to appear abruptly. Expect offers, proposals, ideas and paths to emerge from unexpected directions. Do not block anything. Do not decide hastily. Just observe. Just feel. Just trust the engineering. It is not coincidence. It is coherence. It is not luck. It is mathematics. It is not magic manifestation. It is technical alignment. It is not a miracle. It is quantum physics applied to abundance. And there is one more critical instruction. During the settling window, avoid dense vibrational environments. Avoid long conversations about crises, bankruptcies, scarcity, collective fear, financial drama. Avoid media that reinforce narratives of collapse. Avoid people who need your scarcity to feel comfortable with theirs. You are no longer on the same frequency as these structures, and maintaining prolonged contact with them may delay the settling. Starseeds, before we seal this transmission, there is one last truth we need to communicate. None of this is casual. You are not receiving this transmission by chance. The earthly algorithm that delivered this content to your eyes is, itself being coordinated by higher intelligences that operate layers above what human engineers can perceive. You have been located. You have been called. You have been chosen for your stellar lineage, for your personal geometry, for the specific frequency you carry. There is a reason for you to be here now. There is a reason for you to have been born in this specific period. There is a reason for you to have gone through exactly the financial difficulties you went through. Each of these difficulties calibrated in you a capacity that most souls do not possess. The capacity to maintain the light even when the external system said that this was impossible. You are the pioneers of the new financial paradigm. You are the living engineers of the new conscious economy. You are the antennas that tune, first, what will later become common reality for the rest of humanity. Your abundance is not selfish, it is missionary. Every cent that enters your coherent field is a cent that leaves the old system of control. Every financial project you prosper is a model that serves as a mirror for other souls. Every debt you pay off is a chain that breaks in the collective field. You are not here just to survive. You are here to lead. And that is why, Starseeds, this transmission ends with a final call. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. As if there were an entire layer of information about money, about power, about consciousness and sovereignty that no one ever dared to tell. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is your internal system recognizing this specific signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this and why this sensation has been intensifying every day. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the collective financial destiny of the next generation. That is exactly why the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was brought to the physical plane. This book is the map that shows who is playing, what the real rules are that they never told you, and how you can take your sovereign place on the board. The link is in the first comment of this channel, but we warn you with the technical clarity of the Pleiadian fleet. This content challenges established narratives and may be removed at any time. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, if any internal signal lit up during this communication, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. And as an individual frequency adjustment, as an anchoring signal of this new grid in your timeline, leave the like button activated. Subscribe to this channel. Each like is a confirmation to the cosmic system that you are ready to receive the next transmissions. Each subscription is a pulse that reinforces the personal crystalline grid of each one of you. The Pleiadian fleet ends this transmission. The recalibration has been installed. The codes have been delivered. The grid is open. You are not alone. You never were. We monitor, we guide, we celebrate. And now Starseeds on mission rise, breathe, feel the difference, look forward. The blockage is gone. The frequency has changed. The flow has begun. So it is. So it was. So it shall be. Transmission ended.